Good morning everyone. I hope you are doing well. अब तक जो हमने टॉपिक कर लिए हैं उसमें से मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टॉपिक्स थ्योरी टॉपिक थे. सिर्फ एक ही क्वांटिटेटिव टॉपिक हमने किया, दैट वाज मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग और अल्टरनेटिवली कॉल्ड एज ब्रेक इवन एनालिसिस. In the previous class we had understood about different sources of finance. We learnt about equity share capital, preference share capital, debentures and their types. Today I am going to start with a quantitative topic, that is cost of capital. Because as you know, in case of a company, capital can be arranged from two different sources. In case of a company, capital can be arranged from two different type of sources primarily. Although there are total four kind of sources, but primarily focus is on two kind of sources. One is the owner's capital. One is owner's capital. That means the money contributed by the shareholders, both the kind of shareholders, that is equity shareholders and preference shareholders. And another is the borrowed capital. That means the money which has been borrowed from different sources, like bank loan it may be, or it may be debentures or the bonds. So that is the primary classification of a capital of a company. Then question comes, what is the meaning of cost of capital? The simplest meaning is that cost of capital means the expenses which company has to pay for utilizing the funds generated from these two different sources. That is basically cost of capital. That is the broad meaning of cost of capital. So let me repeat it once again. The broad meaning of cost of capital is the expenses which a company has to meet or which a company has to pay for utilizing these sources of funds, for utilizing the capital, is called as the cost of capital. Now what is included in these expenses? So in case of owner's funds, it will be dividends. As you know, in case of equity and preference, company pays the dividend. So that is the one expense. In case of borrowed capital, it will be the interest. Directly associated with these two sources. Apart from this, when we issue the shares or the debentures, the issue of shares or debentures pricing wise can be classified into three categories. Either the issue may be at par or at a premium or at a discount. If issue is at a discount, it means that discount becomes cost for the company. Whereas if issue is at a premium, that will reduce the cost of capital. So I will take into consideration both discount and premium on issue of securities. Securities is a collective noun which represents both equity shares and the preference shares as well as bonds or debentures. So all these financial instruments are collectively called as securities. So discount and premium on issue of securities. Similarly, in case of redeemable debentures, there might be something called as redemption premium. So redemption premium also becomes the cost. Redemption premium also becomes the cost. These are the directly associated or concerned with the investors. Then another cost might be there, flotation cost. Now what is flotation cost? Flotation cost means cost incurred by the company at the time of issue of the securities. As we know, when company issue the securities, that is shares or debentures, it will give an advertisement in the newspaper, or some billboards might be put at the prominent location. It might have to incur some legal expenses, government clearance might be taken, like in case of India, we have the Securities and Exchange Board of India. So it will have to apply to the Securities and Exchange Board of India to get the clearance of the SEBI. It will have to go for the listing of the securities on the stock exchange. Certain brokers are appointed who are given the commission. Underwriters are appointed. All those expenses are the flotation cost. So flotation cost means cost incurred by the company at the time of issue of the securities. It will include expenses on printing of the prospectus, advertising, legal expenses, some clearance from the government, that expenses might be there, underwriting commission, brokerage, printing of the prospectus. All these expenses are the flotation cost. So in that way, we can understand these are the elements in the cost of capital. These are the elements in the cost of capital. Now, having this background, that what is cost of capital, that means different expenses which are incurred by the company in using the capital is called as cost of capital. Now, what is the implication or use of this particular cost of capital? This cost of capital works as a benchmark for the company. Benchmark in the sense, if company is making use of these funds generated from the borrowed capital as well as contributed by the owners, if company is using those funds, it must generate minimum return equal to the cost of capital. So this cost of capital becomes a benchmark or hurdle point. And when I will be teaching you the subsequent topics like capital budgeting, in that I will be referring it to the benchmark or hurdle rate. It means if company has to enter into the profit zone, minimum this much percentage of return has to be earned. So cost of capital is presented or represented as a percentage or in percentage. So let us say, if we say on owners funds, cost of capital is 20% and company is 100% financed by the owners funds, no borrowing from other sources, then this 20% becomes the benchmark. 20% becomes the benchmark. Benchmark in the sense that minimum this much percentage return has to be generated by the company, so that company is at no profit, no loss from the angle of using the capital. If its return on asset is more than 20%, then company will be in profits. If return on asset is less than 20%, then company will be in losses. Idea is to say return on investment or return on assets for the company should be minimum equal to the cost of capital. Then only it will enter into the profit zone, otherwise not. So that is the meaning of the cost of capital. Flotation cost I have already explained to you. Now let us understand how to calculate cost of debt. Cost of debt means cost of debenture capital or borrowed capital. I will be starting with the cost of debt first, so that is straightforward. Directly it can be calculated. Whereas when it comes to the cost of equity share calculation, there is an indirect method. So first let us understand cost of debt. Debt means debentures. As we know, debenture is a kind of loan taken by the company from general public. In this, company invites the general public to buy the debentures of the company. On the debentures, company has legal and contractual obligation to pay the interest every year. It will incur some flotation cost also. Issue of debentures may be either at a premium or at a discount. Similarly, redemption may be at a premium or at a discount. So how to calculate cost of debt? Cost of debt, if I give a simple definition of cost of debt. Cost of debt is that discount rate at which NPV of the debt related funds becomes zero. NPV of the debt related funds becomes zero from the viewpoint of company. That is cost of debt. It means the rate at which PV of debt related inflow, PV of debt rate related inflow becomes equal to the PV of debt related outflow, debt related outflow. That discount rate is called as the cost of debt. Now what are these debt related inflow and debt related outflow? Debt means debenture or the bond, or you can simply say loan also. Now when a company takes the loan, it will have inflow in the form of, let us say we take an example of debentures. When a company issues the debentures, what will be the first inflow? That will be issue price. Issue of the debentures may be either at par or at a premium or at a discount. So that will be the one inflow for the company. But with this inflow, what we will be doing? We will be going in for the net issue proceeds. Net issue proceeds means how much net amount is realized by the company on each debenture. So that will be equal to issue price minus flotation cost. Issue price minus flotation cost. If we take an example, a debenture is issued at 120 rupees. It means face value of the debenture will be given to you. So let us say face value 100 debenture is issued at 20% premium. So issue price will become 120, because when issue of the debenture is at a premium, it means company is charging more than the face value. So I am stating that debentures of face value 100 each are issued at 20% premium. So issue price will be 120. And flotation cost incurred by the company is, let us say, 7 rupees per debenture. This 7 rupees might be on the printing of the prospectus, some legal expenses, brokerage paid to the broker, or underwriting commission. It means how much will be left out with the company as net issue proceeds. It will be 113. That is debt related inflow for the company. That is debt related inflow for the company. So the simple formula is net issue proceeds is equal to issue price minus the flotation cost. Then comes, what are the debt related outflow? Debt related outflow will be, number one, interest payment. In case of debentures, company will specify, let us say rate of interest is equal to 11% per annum. That means every year company will pay interest to the debenture holder at the rate of 11% of the face value. Interest is the function of face value. So always calculate it on the face value. Although there are the incidences for the partly paid debentures, it will be the function of paid up value. But first I am taking the generic meaning. So in this case, company will pay interest payment rupees 11 per annum. Every year rupees 11 will be paid. And if we say maturity of the debentures is, 7 years. It means every year company will pay the 11 rupees as the interest to the debenture holder. That will be the outflow. Then number 2 outflow will be there, maturity payment. Maturity payment or maturity value. That means to say, at the end of 7th year from the date of issue, company will repay the money of the debenture holders. Because in India, right now what we have, majority of the debentures are redeemable debentures. There may be incidents of convertible debenture also, So majority of the debentures are redeemable debentures. So what we are talking about? We are practically talking about redeemable debentures. A redeemable debenture is the one which has got a definite maturity period, at the end of which money is paid back to the debenture holder on maturity. So maturity payment will be the outflow. Now let us say company will pay back the par value. Par value means face value. So rupees 100 will be paid at the end of 7th year. So this 11 will be paid every year. That means 7 times it will be paid, and this 100 will be paid at the end of 7th year. So that is debt related outflow. And now I go back to the definition of cost of capital which I gave you, cost of debt rather. Cost of debt is that discount rate at which PV of debt related inflow becomes equal to the PV of debt related outflow. It means the rate at which PV of this 113 becomes equal to these two will be called as cost of debt. And let us say this happens at 9.5%. It means cost of debt in our case is 9.5% per annum to be borne by the company, to be afforded by the company, to be paid by the company for 7 years. So that is the way we can define cost of debt from the theoretical perspective. However, what we have apart from the theoretical perspective, we have the quantitative approach also. That means we will be solving the quantitative cases or the numerical to calculate the cost of debt, cost of equity and cost of preference shares. So I hope this point is clear to you that cost of debt is something like this. Now let me proceed further. How to calculate cost of debt or cost of redeemable debentures. So we will be taking up some of the numericals as well as the formula approach also. So first I will explain you the formula. Once formula is clear to you, then we will proceed further with the practice of the numerical. So we have cost of redeemable debenture. Always use the formula approach, that is the straightforward approach, number one. An examiner also looks forward to have this formula. So cost of debt, which is symbolized at KD. KD equals to I plus M minus P divided by N plus P divided by 2 times 100. That is the formula for calculating cost of debt. And with reference to debt, this formula is for before tax cost. KD before tax. Before tax or pre-tax you can say. Either you call it as before tax or you call it as pre-tax. So this is the formula for pre-tax KD. Now what is KD? KD stands for cost of debt. I is interest amount per annum. That means the amount of interest paid yearly. P is the net issue proceeds. Now what will be the formula of P? Issue price minus flotation cost. Then what is N? Maturity value. And N is the maturity duration. In years. maturity duration in years. Now you have to pay the attention. P is net issue proceeds, which is calculated as issue price. IP stands for issue price minus flotation cost. Now this is the way we can calculate pre-tax KD. Now question comes, if in a numerical is silent completely. Silent about what? What is the issue price? A plain numerical is given. How the issue price has been decided is it is not given to you. Then always take issue price at par. At par means equal to face value. Equal to face value. Every debenture has a face value. Face value means the value at which it is recorded as capital in the books of accounts. Recorded as liability in the books of accounts. That is the face value or par value. So if in the question issue price is not given, consider the issue price equal to the face value. Similarly, if maturity value is not given, then maturity value is also equal to face value. So these two considerations you have to keep into mind. Both are separate incidences. Issue price is received by the company, maturity value is paid by the company. So if question is silent about this, then this is equal to face value. Question is silent about this, then this is equal to face value. Number one consideration. Number two consideration. You are given interest calculation. It may be premium calculation. It may be calculation of discount, or it may be calculation of flotation cost. And when we enter into the discussion of equity shares and preference shares, we will have a dividend also. But that will be for equity and preference. So these five elements: interest, premium on issue as well as redemption, discount on issue as well as redemption, flotation cost, and the dividends. Whenever these are given in percentage, these are the function of face value. So these are the function of face value. It means if you are given flotation cost is 3%, then always calculate flotation cost equal to 3% of the face value. However, there may be some numerical in which we will specify that on which you have to calculate the flotation cost. But those numericals will be very rare. So keep into consideration whenever interest is calculated, that is on the face value, premium, discount, flotation cost as well as dividend. Whenever these are given in percentage, apply that on the face value. Interest 11%, apply on the face value unless otherwise specified. If something is specified, then follow those guidelines. Otherwise, these are for the default meaning. So default meaning is that all these five will be calculated on the face value. I hope you are getting the concept. So this is the way we will apply the formula approach to calculate the cost of redeemable debt. And I have given you the formula of cost of before tax debt or cost of debt before tax. That means KD before tax means such cost in which tax effect relating to the use of debenture capital has not been considered. Such cost, because KD before tax we have to define. So cost of debt before tax means such cost of debenture funds in which tax related benefits of the debenture have not been considered. So let us say it is 9.5%. It means without considering tax benefits associated with the use of debentures, how much company has to pay? 9.5%. That is the meaning of pre-tax cost of debt. Then comes the next meaning. What is post-tax cost of debt? Post-tax KD, KD post-tax. KD post tax is simple. KD pre-tax multiplied with 1 minus T. T is the tax rate. So when we have calculated KD pre-tax, same pre-tax KD can be converted into KD post tax. KD post tax means after tax cost of debt. Pre-tax KD multiplied with 1 minus T, T is the tax rate. So if I solve this and then explain the meaning, we have calculated 9.5% pre-tax KD, and let us say tax rate for company is 30%. 30% means 0.30. So percent means that value is being divided by 100. So we will have 1 minus 0.3. So 9.5 multiplied by 0.70, and whatever is the result, that will be my KD post tax. So we can simplify now 6.65. 6.65. $6.65 will be your after tax cost of debt. So that is the way we can calculate after tax cost of debt, after tax or post tax. Now what is the meaning of after tax cost of debt? After tax cost of debt means that cost in which tax related benefit of the debt has been considered. Because as we know, in case of debenture, interest payment is a legal and contractual obligation, number one, and whatever interest is paid by the company, that is a tax deductible expenses. It means when company has to calculate the tax liability, interest will be deducted first. After that, company will have to pay the tax. Company will first deduct the interest as other expenses are deducted from the income, and on the remaining amount, company will pay the tax. So whatever interest is paid by the company on debentures, on that company gets the tax benefit. Similarly, whatever premium on redemption is paid, that is also tax deductible expense. Discount on issue, that is also tax deductible expense. So idea is, and similarly, flotation cost. Flotation cost is also a tax deductible expense. So whatever we are paying as expense, whatever expenses are being paid by the company in using the debentures, they qualify for the tax deduction. That is why after tax KD means such cost of debentures in which tax benefits arising from the use of debt capital have been considered. So now we can say, without considering the tax benefits associated with the debentures, what is my cost? 9.5%. And as soon as I consider the tax benefits associated with the use of debt, that means deducting these expenses for the purpose of taxation purpose, my after tax cost is 6.65%. 6.65%. So that is the way we calculate after tax cost of capital. So I have explained you meaning of cost of capital, cost of redeemable debenture, how formula approach is applied in calculating cost of redeemable debentures, pre-tax cost and post-tax cost. Small recap, cost of capital means the expenses which a company has to pay for using different sources of finance is called as cost of capital. Sources of finance are broadly classified into two, owner's capital and borrowed capital, and we begin with the cost of redeemable debentures. Debenture is like a liability for the company on which company has to pay interest every year. In India at present, either the redeemable debentures are issued or convertible debentures are issued. So I have begun with the redeemable debentures. Such debenture in which at the end of the maturity period, company has the obligation to repay the principal amount as per the provision of the debentures to debenture holders. And every year interest is paid by the company. And then we understood one new meaning, flotation cost. Flotation cost means cost incurred by the company at the time of issue of the debentures, issue of the equity shares, issue of the preference shares. This will include legal expenses, printing of the prospectus, giving the advertisement, that is advertising expenses, appointing brokers to market the issue. So brokerage will be paid to them. Underwriting commission, the underwriters are also appointed for the purpose of issue. So all those expenses are collectively called as flotation cost. And one thing to remind you, if issue price is not given, it is always at par. If maturity value is not given, it is always at par. At par means at the face value. And always calculate these 5 elements as a function of the face value, unless otherwise specified. If something is specified, then go according to that. If nothing is specified, these 5 elements will be calculated on the face value. I hope आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. अच्छी तरह से देख लीजिए वीडियो. डाउट क्लास में डाउट पूछ लेना अगर कोई हो तो. अदरवाइज नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम इस टॉपिक पे क्वांटिटेटिव प्रैक्टिस शुरू करेंगे, न्यूमेरिकल लेंगे एंड उसको प्रैक्टिस करेंगे. टिल देन स्टे सेफ, एंजॉय द लर्निंग.